afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another riveting Propagandacast. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, hero, psych, defender of the fatherland. Off here to an exciting on 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma. In these, we've got Sotjador fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 1st Panzerdivision. In the west, we got WhorunBartertown fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, and the 25th Tank Corps. We got German mechanized mobile defense and Osttruppen with double machine gun Panzerfaust versus counterattack, third industry, and tank hunter tactics with Sotjador. Certainly not any of the meta doctrines there from WhorunBartertown, and not a lot of the big ones there from Sotjador. The close one being mobile defense. We got an MG42 grenadist out there for Sotjador with lots of contra there for WhorunBartertown. In that sense, rather standard meta openings here. WhorunBartertown ordering his men to valiantly move up to swiftly seize most of the map there. Get going, Petrov. Move your fat arse. Yet, I'm just big blonde. Con's going to move on the centre victory point there. Third Con's got on the way there for WhorunBartertown. And we got some fast sandbagging up here for Sotjador to help protect the fuel point in the south there against any Russian incursions. Will make it easier to defend. Obviously, the Russians are not going to alone just be stopped by a wall of sandbags. It's not like they can be mystified. Petrov, what is this? I do not know. It looks like they have somehow managed to harness the power of the sand into bags. I feel we may have to walk around this. This could be dangerous. And you're fortunately up with Grenadiers backing up. They got Pioneers versus conscripts. More Grenadiers on the way there for Sotjador. And then you got heavy machine gun fire up. They're backed up a rifle fire. In the south, Pioneers stealing the conscript closes, but the situation not good for the Pioneers, mostly due to the negative cover. The Pioneers are not quite getting as much fire in and taking a lot more. Up here, Grenadiers close again, but they took rather unnecessary amount of damage as they closed in even heavy cover. A bit of a bad engagement, serious engagement here for Sotjador. Nicely won here by WhorunBartertown, of course, quickly adding in more infantry to the mess here in the south. WhorunBartertown going straight for the calf point here, since it's going to take much longer to hit the fuel point, cut it off. So if you can just slow down the fuel and come here a bit, that'll work out for him nicely. And of course, theoretical flank, threaten the flank of the machine gun. In this case, though, there's some Grenadiers ready to hold that. But even then, he managed to cut off the fuel. Here's a good, strong opening there for WhorunBartertown so far. North got the engineers, ground points there. Troops enforcing, and similarly here. Well, I imagine there'll be soon some tech up there for WhorunBartertown. Most conscripts would go, well, cert players, not most conscripts. I think that might be a bit mean to most cert players, since they go for penal troopers. So obviously, they're penal troopers, those who played them. Anyways, they got Molotovs here on white, but usually most. Personally, I would also go for Molotovs after the third conscript against the Wehrmacht, since they tend to work out really well, since the Wehrmacht tends to run on machine guns, so Molotovs can be useful for that. But anyways, Molotovs on there for WhorunBartertown. No sign of doctrine here from either side as yet. Up north, we got the engineers how to work there with the munitions point here, conscript for the fuel point there. Machine gun Grenadiers going in there. Might want some more support, but they're busy over there by the victory point. They don't care that there's something bad about to happen to their comrades there. Molotov off here. Rather risky stand about there. We'll have to retreat. Get some damage in the machine gun killing point also there. Up north, Pioneers for the victory point here. Down here, munitions point being seized. And back here, nothing further happening for WhorunBartertown. You can consider maybe some medics soon or some fast tech. As for Sotjador, his base remains a bit empty as well. No further improvements or additions being made there. Constant flanking, pushing back the machine gun, leading here. Sotjador around the car point, fuel point rather exposed. WhorunBartertown, of course, charging in furiously for the motherland. There you go, going to just push back, hit both the fuel point and the car point right now. Going to lay down some flare trip, might slow things down. Up north, we got Sotjador, the moving ahead, and back here we got medics on the way there for WhorunBartertown. Sotjador taking up, could also build up the bunker there. There we go, flare trip mines going up, coming up north here, is going to try and flank up behind here. Sotjador is going for the fuel point there. Nice move there by Sotjador. Some players would move everything back in, of course could have done that, but at the same time he might be just hoping he can draw away some troops from way in the south there, but then attacking to the north to his resource points. In fact, he seems to be diverting everything northwards now. I think that is a tactically bold move, and also to a degree has a lot of good logic behind it. I mean, He's assuming that most of WhorunBartertown's forces in the south are heading northwards, but expect him to be, less well prepared. He can much more easily make a breakthrough and just go for the fuel point there, hold things up there. So tactically, this makes a lot of sense here for Sotjador, as long as he can get enough speed going, and of course his opponent is not somehow disrupted or whatever. But still, can work out here. We got the take-up done. Probably got they'd like to make a nice company as fast as possible. We got WhorunBartertown moving in there. Pani's got the fuel plant here almost under control of the Deutsche Wehrmacht. Conscripts could theoretically try and pin up here, slightly around the car point, further a bit further, but he remains here, dug in, ready to resist any further assaults there. Oh. Moved a bit too fast there, Sotjador. But seems like he's now trying to shift about again. Maybe he's hoping his opponent reacts too much to this and now heads southwards. Or is Sotjador just being really greedy, thinking he can handle two advances like this at the same time? It's a bit hard to say here. He still hasn't connected. Oh, he's connected right through here actually, just narrowly. Interesting. These here, they're being surrounded slowly. We got like to make a nice company out with the Sotjador and the first Panzer Division, not second. That was on the western front by 1944-45. Gunnery's being pushed back here by the conscripts. Most of the guns are laying down heavy fires. That rather stops Sotjador's southern advance for now. Up north, the country continues to hold off here as well. More troops being slowly hauled in. Nothing further happening. In fact, WhorunBartertown's flowing a bit of fuel and manpower. Could easily be taken up now. Maybe bring up some mortars or some maxims. And Sotjador is going to be rushing out the flame for a half track, most likely to help, burn through all these conscripts. Since in part he also knows his opponent doesn't have a lot of doctrinal choices here. I mean, his best bet would be, tank hunter tactics, which would of course mean lowering the conscripts' firepower versus grenadiers and such. So I mean, that would certainly open up for some other avenues than he were to go that path specifically. Still, push back there, flame for half-track. Well, the half-track part is here. Needs to have the flamethrower himself, and there you go, upgrade being done. South is actually now wide open. You can see that WhorunBartertown is now focusing heavily on the north. He really wants Sotjador out of there. Might to be able to get, and he got the machine gun. That's a huge blow there to Sotjador. He oaks down that machine gun, and he got, well, rightfully punished for it by WhorunBartertown. I mean, good aggressive machine gun play is, well, good, but you shouldn't be reckless with, and that's kind of, I feel, what happened there with Sotjador. He didn't have a clear path of retreat here. He's making a massive counterattack. He's going to strike you with a flame half attack, backing up his grenadiers and pioneers, heading southwards as well. Very good, or sehr good. WhorunBartertown going straight for the anti-tank grenades, going to help slow down the flame for half track, but there's still no take over there, and certainly a T-70 field gun here right now will be doing him a lot of good here versus Sotjador. And the Flammpanzerwagen, usually part of a Panzer Grenadier Battalion, I believe's headquarters unit, which had a few sort of, say, smaller specialist detachments. Besides the usual escort units protected, and some reconnaissance troops are also usually that way, a few flame for a half track elements as well. So a little fun fact there in terms of organisation, which tends to get not talked about a lot. Well, I would say that sometimes it's actually quite important. Point there being secured, Telemines down here. Sotjador obviously is quite worried about a light vehicle rush here versus him, so Telemine there is going to be potentially quite helpful. Potentially, I mean, he could also just get easily dealt with by a minesweeper, but if his opponent gets super aggressive, super confident, that Telemine could be the thing that saves Sotjador here. But there you go, Flame Fire being pushed back here by WhorunBartertown's conscript. Needs to be careful, he's down out negative cover, taking out fire from the infantry, backing up the flame for half attack on top of the flame thrower's half attack's actual fire. And there you go, full whop then. WhorunBartertown got a bit too confident, a bit too cocky, and Sotjador was able to backhand slap him there and leave him rather unfortunate. Conscript from the northeast really basically just trying to take out the flame fire tick with the anti-tank grenades. I mean, it can work out if you execute it correctly, but the way he's been doing it, he's been rather taking, I think, unnecessary amounts of damage here from Sotjador. And again, resulting in the full whop of the conscript score, while he still hasn't taken out. And well, he is finally getting around to it, but it is delayed. We also got a Maxim out here. No, that's the MD-42, not a Maxim. An MD-42 could actually go for the T-70 and probably go in for, say, either Maxim or maybe a field gun. Pack falling there for Sotjador. He is really starting to worry about that fast T-70 here, and obviously that makes a lot of sense. Though, arguably, that T-70 could probably be out by at least a minute faster, maybe even two. But conservative estimate, probably 1.5. Anyways, conscript is going to use to get the rifle grenade off, and pop goes that one there. Obviously, keep in mind units behind heavy cover take less damage from grenades that go over them. Light cover does not provide such an advantage. So, little note there. Flamethrower tick almost fixed up. Panzer up Kholodny Ferma, they're mobilized for Sotjador. There's taking a few hits here from the conscripts. Grenadier moving up.
We are losing a sector.
These are grenadiers in the south. Not great for Sotjador's grenadiers. And of course, no sign of reduction here from either of the two as of yet. We got the T-70 out here for WhorunBartertown. Good, you've actually followed up with a half tick with the machine guns on. That could actually put some severe pressure on Sotjador as well. Bleed him out really fast. Plus, of course, give him a mobile source of suppression additionally. But we got the Maxim here to back up the MG42, of course, already pilfered from the German arsenal. And these there could be in a bad spot, but so far the T-70 crew is proving to be absolutely horrid shots. Pack 40 here ready, and there you go, opens up the T-70 landing a nice hit there.
Enemy has broken our supply lines.
Flamethrower after this having a nice effect here for Sotjador so far. Even though he hasn't actually killed anything, the fact that WhorunBartertown is getting very focused on, he's losing sight of other factors. That's allowed him to actually again get a weapon and counter-score because the opponent got utterly obsessed with it. Gunners with engineers, he actually can suffer a loss of the engineers. Pretty lucky there for WhorunBartertown, but the end his luck does run out and he is forced to retreat. Back here, healing reinforcement. We got no take it further here for Sotjador. WhorunBartertown could of course try and take out this one now faster, maybe pull out a fast T-3476. Beyond that, how to say, I mean, he's also got the option of KB1s from counterattack tactics. So the industry would, well, offer him KB8s, I guess. So we'll have to see what WhorunBartertown runs up for. As for Sotjador, I mean, at this stage, Osram seems like less likely to either mechanized or mobile defense, and I don't feel like in a situation where he might panic and go for mobile defense, so guessing mechanized here makes a bunch of sense for Sotjador. T-70 repairs. Interesting enough that is not happening. Got the Flamethrower going for the Maxim. Field gun would be a good addition here for WhorunBartertown against the Flammpanzerwagen. Still going for a step with the T-70, which has not been fully repaired. We got the mortar on the way here for Sotjador to back up his brave frontline Truppen. Comes there again. Negative cover means they take a lot of extra damage here, particularly for the pioneers up closer. Less of good attacking. I do feel like WhorunBartertown seems to be overlooking that fact just a tad. Mortar out, needs to get the T-70 fixed up. Priority in the south there, or back in the east. He's managed to flank up, almost taking out the Flamethrower attack, but once more can't quite get it. The pack on the hand burns up in hell. And WhorunBartertown's response to this is to bring up more Maxims, not say a field gun, not even a mortar to maybe deal with some of the support weapons, but instead he's going for more Maxims. A bit of a surprising choice actually. Sotjador in the meanwhile aiming for Panzer Grenadier to help versus the conscripts, a very good choice here. In particular, since he at least knows that WhorunBartertown's got no upgrades for the conscripts available by the docks, and that can help. I mean, there's the anti-tank rifles, but they're not going to help versus assault rifles, so the Panzer Grenadier squad could be a really good choice for Sotjador. And even not bad versus Maxims if you can flank them properly.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Conscript moving up here on the central victory point. Victory point's wide, but we got a small lead here for WhorunBartertown over Sotjador. And that's another wipe. WhorunBartertown really needs to be careful about these central pushes. He seems a bit obsessed about it, and he's, I would say, taking needless losses from it as well. And them also certainly did not help him either. Certainly something here that WhorunBartertown needs to be more mindful of. And again, this is sort of at least we should be getting mortars up to lay down smoke screens, that way obfuscating Sotjador's line of defense and making much harder to see and shoot at WhorunBartertown. So we're getting awfully close here, needs to be careful. He obviously doesn't know about the Tillerman, he doesn't have any minesweepers. So he's a bit moving about in the blind here. Just a bit. Mines would be a good idea here, to be honest, for WhorunBartertown besides that one flare. I mean, the more you can do to slow down Sotjador's advances, the better. Sotjador's yet to take up, though you would say he has the resources for it. Going for that Koch one again, setting up the MG42. Quickly, Petrov, get that machine gun ready! Alright, it's just a bit clumsy. North 30 sitting in Metz need 2. We got the flame after going for it. An obvious easy target there for Sotjador's Flampanzerwagen. He does not miss a beat to light it on fire. Need to get the maximum out of there. I mean, like, he could go for certain industry in this case and maybe use some of the munitions he's got to call in the allied supply drops, trying to actually hit for some bigger armor. That could be an idea. Their conscript number 3 wiped out. He's really being reckless here with his conscripts, to be honest. He is making into really a lot of bad spots, and that's making it much easier for Sotjador to wipe them. He's down to just 1 conscript, 1 engineer, and 3 machine guns, which can still do a lot of great installing Sotjador, but it's going to make it a bit harder for him to gain ground, to put it very mildly. So he needs to be a bit careful here. And certainly with these counter casualties, he actually needs to just push ahead for the next level of attack. I mean, there's not really a lot he can stall for. I mean, theoretically, the only calling tank can stall for it now is the KV2, which I do not recommend. I mean, you're better off just trying to pull for, say, the not B4, but the K1. Maybe set up B4 to back it up. Or, you know, I know, tank hunter infantry. Yes. But, you know, just more than just, you know, sitting about here twiddling his thumbs. Doctrinally that is, because he's got a lot of resources floating here. It seems like WhorunBartertown can't quite make up his mind in the sort of, shall we say, current environment, and that is only to the help here of Sotjador, who seems, shall we say, less hesitant about what direction he wants to go in. Herr Hauptmann, which direction do we go in? Whatever direction gets us the most rations kills the fastest. I want to end another night's cross by breakfast. Tomorrow's breakfast, it is. Flampanzerwagen here going nuts. Veteran 3, that's an 8 Flampanzerwagen. But they're going to send Gamma Piston rounds, lights it on fire, punishing Sotjador for a moment of laxity, leaving him with a burning flame for after their nice work by WhorunBartertown. And he's coming to a second T70. Normally, if you see a player going for double T70s, it's kind of like they go for double field guns nowadays. They're stalling for something. There we go. We got certain industry. You could actually just go for supply drops to back up this, you know, just calling fuel to that, at least ensure he has it when he calls in the KV2, and also allow him to more quickly follow up with, you know, medium armor. But either way, double T7 is going to be a challenge here for Sotjador, depending on how WhorunBartertown plays those 2 T70s, because they can really do some heavy damage to infantry and threaten with wiping out very fast. Definitely very nasty customers. So a bit of a chance here for Sotjador once those get going. So what will he do, and what will WhorunBartertown do afterwards? They got take up there for Sotjador. That's the support McCon. He's bringing out the Panzer IV. Very good, very good. Sehr good. Of course, the double T-70 just allows to put more pressure now on Sotjador, which of course also has advantages. We'll of course have to see where this goes. Mines down here as well. He's obviously starting to get really worried about those T-70s, but that's going to happen, so he's just laying down more mines. And WhorunBartertown so far is absolutely blissfully unaware about that possibility. Mines? The fascists? Niet. They're not smart enough for that. North Economics as conscripts. And there you go, pack. T-70 trying to spot hit for something, instead just get spotted and shot at. In the south there, moving for the victory point there. Might also hit the munitions. So far, WhorunBartertown continue to have good map control versus Sotjador. The Sotjador is certainly not making it easy, not one bit. Still no doctrine from Sotjador. Sounds like a bit weird in that sense. He's not going for anything there. When you're about to hit the 20-minute mark, and usually I would say at that point, if you haven't using a doctrine, you're usually just doing yourself a disservice. And there you go. Right before he hits it, it's almost like he remembers, oh, scheisse. Dane's going to get pissed. Anyways, he goes there for a doctrine. It is mechanized, not support, just mechanized. The half tracks soon to be buffed on Monday. Smoke bombs, spotting scopes, artillery, and of course the command tank. Another field gun for WhorunBartertown shows further sign that he's stalling for the IS or the KV2. Another omen of what is to come. T7 flanking the Panther to get to penetrate and hit here. Rearm of the Panther certainly would have been weak enough for T7 to do that. In the actual one, there you go. Veteran 2 Panther falls back. In the south gun leaves with Pioneer support moving in. We got the T7 moving up. Machine gun covering up the south victory point. Very nice work there. Bleeding out Sotjador. And we got double repair stations up as well to use to, well, smoothing up any repairs here for WhorunBartertown. Far up north, Panther 4, they're being repaired. Mortar hard at work here. Once machine gun is spotted, you can actually just lay down a smoke and rush it. Let's say some Panther grenadiers. But of course, just bombard it directly. In this case, might not be necessary. We got Sotjador nice flanking the MD-42 with his grenadiers. There we go. T7's being swiftly fixed up by all these repair engineers. A quick trip to the pit stop. Maximum current in the north, maximum current munitions point here as well. There you go. T7 going for the Pioneers, striking at them. Second T7 joining in. That's double T7. That is a nightmare for an infantry squad being caught up by that. Comes need to be careful. Those are still his remaining country squad, so losing the hill will be a bit painful. And he's still some time off from the KV2 heavy assault tank, so he probably should be spending his resources on something else. Maybe an Issue 6 just to back up versus the Panzer IV, because he's got plenty of resources and again, you can call more fuel if it becomes necessary. So he needs to go for something before going for the KV2, and something to help deal with the armor would not be a bad idea. Plus, the Issue 6 cannot provide additional artillery support. Sotjador is just going for more tanks. Nothing silly there. Smoking off here to cover the Patagon's advance. Very nice work here. Yeah, Petrov, I cannot see. Oh, shut up, Dimitri. You can see plenty. Then the South engineers. T7 got the Panther striking in. Oh, the gun is about to get wiped out. Need to be careful. Need to be careful. Panther almost down in the center. We got the pack blasting at a machine gun cruise, hoping in I don't know what kind of optimistic fervor that they actually somehow hit it. WhorunBartertown that continues his KV2 stall. One of the rare types of stalling, particularly on a 1 versus 1, but WhorunBartertown is clearly convinced he can do it, or he's been convinced by Joseph Stalin to do it, or get a trip to the Gulag. Comrade Bartertown, I have these KV2s I need spent. You will use them, or you will go to the Gulag. Yes, boss. Panther 4 sending out. And another Pack 40 here for Sotjador. He's probably anticipating something big coming his way, but is he anticipating the KV2? See something taking hits there. Could very likely go down here. But no. Escapes. No. Yes, it does. It does. That was a close one though. That was a rare close shave here for WhorunBartertown's T7 in particular, since that was his veteran one that was about to hit the A status, bring up the other one. Reckless with a head on us sort of this stage of the game. I mean, it's a light tank, not a heavy tank. It was meant for reconnaissance and infantry support, not assaulting anti-tank positions head on. But of course, he's got the double repair stations, so any damage can be swiftly fixed. As you can see, that it happens really rapidly. .337 versus 316. Floating a lot of munitions. Mines would be an excellent choice here for WhorunBartertown, to be honest. But making it much harder again for Sotjador's advance. Could catch up vehicles, just kill infantry and beat them up. Dolphy's moving ahead, he's straight to the Panzer IV. I mean, the Riz exposed, so theoretically could do some damage here, but on their own, and with potential German anti-tanks backing up the Panzer IV, that's not going to work out. They're too optimistic there for the T-70s. Of course, again, he's got double repair stations, so as long as he doesn't lose any, he can quickly get them sorted out again. Feeling overwhelmed, that's not good there for WhorunBartertown in the slightest. God damn it, Sergey, we just fixed your tank like 2 minutes ago and you're back already. Well, what can I say? The fascists do not appreciate your handiwork.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector. Gun crew, standing by. You need something?
WhorunBartertown is moments away from it again. As you might notice, he's got 140 fuel to spare and 630 manpower. Had he just gone for, say, some assault guns, he could probably have 2 7.6s out there, had better control of the field, and still be able to get out of KB2 faster than he did now. So, definitely not the most efficient strategy there from him in that sense. But there you go. Got the KB2 there out for WhorunBartertown, the Clement Vorishilov 2 tank with a 152mm cannon. Panther 4 being fixed up. T-7 takes another hit. Got a Pack 40 hiding here behind the church, or at least by the church. Gonna do up north, seizing the victory point there. We got the mortar backing up as well. They're close to Veteran 3. KB2 just rushing down there. And there you go, right on the Panther 4 chews off a fat giant tail. My God! Didn't he run out of them in 1941? I don't think so, Archers. He clearly got one there. Sotjador could be going for a command tank. He could go for Stooks. He could tag up for Panthers. I mean, a few options to help deal with the KV2 a bit better. We'll see what Sotjador ends up with. There you go, T-70 Ace. There goes for the Grenadiers in the north, routing them. The tiny terror tank of doom is on the prowl. Second tiny tank moving up as well. Veteran 2, and we got a Sturmgeschütz on the way there for Sotjador and the first Panzer to be shown. Mortar repulsed. Panther 4, the half 8 Veteran 2, that's good. That is good. Victory points wise, all on neutral at the moment. Neither really controls anything except WhorunBartertown secondly got the northern one, but that is about it. Panther 4 setting out for Sotjador, adding the pinlock machine gun halfway to 22. Field gun about to get flanked. Nice push here by Sotjador. Nice maneuver there. Go catch the field gun off guard. Mortar number 2 on the way for Sotjador up about further artillery support. Could also allow him to lay down really big smoke screens on top of the smoke run there. Ooh, flanking the machine gun there, pushing away. Nice play there by Sotjador. We got the field gun move. T-7 moving in as well. They're Pack 4 planning coming fire here. Creating a kill zone here for the light tanks. There you go. One T-7 abandoned. Nice work there by Sotjador. Max machine gun being pushed away, taking heavy damage. And then MD42 back in the German arsenal. With a bit of luck. Field gun shots bouncing off the Panther 4. KB2 not shooting anything so far. At least it's not having a good chance of hitting it. T-70 down. So that's 2 T-7s standing here for WhorunBartertown. The Pack 40s on the flank did pretty good. We got counter rushing in there. But overall, a bit of a reckless counterattack here by WhorunBartertown. Exposed himself and thinks there's a needless firepower from Sotjador. We got the Stroog moving in here. Pack 40 about to get wiped out by the Molotov. Field gun standing about, healing in the south, now exposed to, of course, the armor there. Pack wiped. Grenadiers takes a nasty hit from the KB2, but don't get wiped, comes with a need to retreat. Brutal fighting here between WhorunBartertown and Sotjador. WhorunBartertown, while he's floating a large amount of munitions, he's still not using anything with it. At the very least, he has taken out, which is good. He's going for T-34, so can certainly help out a lot, though versus all this, he might want to consider backing up an issue 5, or, you know, a bunch of issues in the 6s as well. I mean, a pair of some 6 would help a lot versus the Panther 4 and the Stools. Plus, again, the artillery support would be a great outlet for all of his munition once he's bombarded some of these support weapons. I mean, he's not even using the field gun bombardment, so in that regard, I do feel like WhorunBartertown's got a bit of an interesting strategy going on. Tactically, there's a bit of room there for him to do more. I like both field gun crews good to go, having had their losses replaced and their wounds patched up. Patrolling north, it's the 11 kill. KB2 hanging back. 300 points left here for WhorunBartertown versus Sotjador, 259. Switching the KB2 over here to some other mode. There we go, ready to bombard. As long as it spots something, it dies. If it has the range for it. It just doesn't. Needs to move a bit further closer to the front line to really help supporting against all of this. And sadly doesn't have any other anti-tank or artillery support there to require any covering fires. That's less efficient there for WhorunBartertown in the north. Sotjador's making a push there as well. Very good, very good. Now he doesn't try to attack into where WhorunBartertown is strongest. He's sort of trying to play around, trying to bait him out into situations where he can fight more favourably, which is definitely a stronger approach there for Sotjador. Pun's going to do it, and finally we got the T-Snitch still barway standing about. There's a wreckage. Ooh, nice hit here from the KB2, almost takes out the Pentagon squad. Rather painfully for Sotjador. T-54 north clearing out the fascists there. Double mortars looking at the country push Norway. KB2 shoots the Pak-40, doesn't quite hit the mark. Now Pak-40 crew actually goes down. That is not good news for Sotjador. But as long as you keep it out of his enemy hands, that should not turn into complete disaster. The bigger problem, of course, be here if WhorunBartertown got a hold of that Pak-40. But no, Sotjador's brave pioneers mega run for it. Ooh, close one there with the KB2. WhorunBartertown could easily go for another T-54 from 6. Again, I do feel like some tanks or something that could be helpful as well. 5 kills in that KB2. We got another T-54 on WhorunBartertown. I mean, certainly a sufficiently large amount of T-54s can also do a lot of serious work. As for Sotjador, we got T-4 on the way here now for him, and the Deutsche Panzerwaffe. One mortar crew hit the ace level. Very nice work there for Sotjador. Good usage. Of Norm Maxim versus Grenadiers. And the machine gun that has been cut apart by light machine gun fire there. WhorunBartertown's Maxim crew stood no chance. And the start advance going on. We've got the Panzer IV with 11 kills. Stu could do with the pinback machine gun, so could the other Panzer IV. Instead he's added scopes, and we got a Maxim gun to run off with. All of a sudden it's time to get all the machine guns, it would seem. Victory points wise, WhorunBartertown still his lead. He's also got a ridiculous amount of ammunition. He's got 556, 57 even. He definitely needs to get spending on that ammunition again. Mines would do him a huge deal of good. Even just, using some of the abilities he's got, like, the field gun barrages, which can be really good as well. I should know since I've been on the receiving end of a lot of them. KB2 sights his gun and completely misses. How could you miss that, Dimitri? You shot completely far away from them. You idiot. Rushing the Stuke here, bit unfortunate for Sotjador. Actually left it out in the blind spot, really. Not a good spot move at all there, but Sotjador he's certainly getting rightfully punished here by WhorunBartertown, though theoretically if they set off the Telemann. Oh! And he did. Luckily not. Only one of the tanks got caught up in that explosion, but still that is kind of bad news for WhorunBartertown if Sotjador realised that. And the South Panzer IV finding off its own here to defend the southern victory point in the centre. The got Sotjador holding up nice, and there you go. KB2 moves it straight into the Pak-40s there, taking heavy damage from the two Panzers up by Kholodny, but there you go. One crew gets shattered against the nearby trees and bushes, turning into some rather morbid Christmas ornaments. Feeling caught in a terrible position here by Sotjador's veteran Panzer Grenadier. Trying to escape, but they stand no chance against these men of veterancy, to just cutting them apart. Conscripts pushback. Wow, I wanted to make a Christmas pun about something about the country and the Pentagon to use, but that didn't quite pan out, and then for some reason I said the conscripts, I then added in Christmas there. Christmas conscripts! Oh, what do we get? Not a trip to the gulags. Yay! Just what they wanted like last year. Anyways, Sotjador's actually going to try and sneak away with that T-70. But I don't think WhorunBartertown is going to be as generous as allow him to get away with that. Even if it is Christmas. There we go, full wipe there. Punishing Sotjador a bit, though I guess it was just a pioneer squad. WhorunBartertown needs to do something, I think, to really turn this game around. Smoke bombs off here for Sotjador. Bit late to the party, though. A bit late to that party. WhorunBartertown can easily still have more tanks. You could have tanks, or you could have Katyushas. Though if you wanted to, I'd probably recommend mortars more than anything. And he's still, like, he's running out of infantry now, the supporting elements, and some troops that would do him a lot of good as well. But we got the Katyusha on the way, the rocket launcher. Panzer IV halfway to veteran free. We got the heavy Panzer IV going out there for Sotjador. Lift those sandbags higher, Ludwig. You're lifting them like a sissy. Up north, got the Gunizers, the Maxim, cutting them down. Panzer Gunizers moving here was the Count. Maxim, there we go. Got a Gebalteladung. As if your Stielhandgranate, they'll basically bung together. Well, their warhead specifically on the other Stielhandgranate, allowing for a much larger explosion. KV2 there with 13 kills, not bad at all here for WhorunBartertown. And Grenades being swapped. Oh, almost a full wipe there. Just one single hit blew apart Fritz, Heinz, and Jürgen. Good chance of getting out the remaining wipe if they can keep up the pace, but they do not align, so I did to at least salvage that one, poor soul. Even as the rest of his mates were blown apart. Mortar battery remains as a bit of a sneaky thing there for Sotjador. Fun fact, apparently doing the German defences, you know, if they were to conduct a defence, they would never actually put the mortars together. They'd spread them out. They could sort of support different elements in front. Of course, they would sort of cross and kill fire zones, but they never sort of operated them apparently like, you know, a larger grouping in that sense. They just split them out. So, little fun fact there for those not aware of that one. Did you find the mortar there? We got Hey Rocket Fire going in here as well. Just not doing a ton of damage because he's firing them from very, very far away. Still getting some kills in the mortars, but no wipes. Got the K2 moving from the south here. 15 kills in the Gavler. There you go. Pack crew down. Field and Prime buying fast. There you go. Some artillery usage here off from WhorunBartertown. There you go. Grenadiers being torn apart in a shower of high explosives. Back here, healing enforcement. We'll have to see what side it goes for. It's going to be the Sturmpanzer or the Panther, though. With the KV2 out, he might want to consider Panther more. Maximum about there for the German army. T-34 setting up. Back here, troops reinforcing for WhorunBartertown. Strange to the Grenadiers for the Leichte Maschinengewehre. Panzer IV halfway there towards the ace level, towards the next step of NC. And up north here, Panzer IV flanking a T-34 backed up. A Pack 40 is nice there for Sotjador, leaving already one of WhorunBartertown. T-34's in a terrible spot, even as his KV2 is being hauled back for repairs. Katyusha sort of hanging back here, not doing a lot at the moment. 3 kills so far, waiting for the next chance to shoot. Got a mortar fire here. Oh, Tellermine finally off, but wiped Sotjador's Panzer Grenadier squad. That is horrid. That is some really amazing luck there for WhorunBartertown. Panther on the way though for Sotjador. Certainly might be time for WhorunBartertown to try and make a good push here versus Sotjador. Since we sort of look at the population size, he's probably got this best chance now to make a successful push. He's still flooding a ton of resources there. Wait, what? What happened? Like, he just died. Like, he just straight up died. He just... What just happened? It just blew up. Don't think anything sort of hit it with a straight shot. I don't know what happened there, but oh well. Field gun being swamped by gunners. We've got the T-54 moving up north here. We've got the T-54 versus the Panther 4, but on its own it's going to be too good a situation to see with the veteran Panther. We've got the T-54 moving in. They're going to try and flank here. Machine gun being torn apart though by the Panther 4. Close, nice work there by Sotjador. In the south, the KV2 is grabbing the point in his own. He probably should be supporting the main efforts here. It's not something that should be operating on its own on the flanks. That is definitely, I would say, a misappropriation of heavy Surd war material here. Machine gun there being torn apart out there with the Panther 4, the mortar fire, and of course the enemy machine guns. We got the KV2 moving up here though. Decent hit there, 16 kills. T-54 number 3 on the way there for WhorunBartertown. Panther 4 very close to the ace level. The ace machine gun crew is about to get torn apart. We got the feeling that KV2 moving in, but there you go. Panther is ready. The Panther waits. Intrusion by the way, still reloading a bit there. Constant moving up here. Molotov off. Oh, anti-tank grenade actually. Never mind me, I'm being silly there. T-54 still waiting to do something. I would say this missed opportunity to use them support in the center maybe. Overall, slightly WhorunBartertown's push is not working out well. He's just bleeding out at this stage without really doing any critical damage here to Sotjador. So it's basically just finding a point in his engagement, and usually as a rule of thumb you do not want to fight those. I mean, if you're not gaining something from an engagement, you usually do not want to fight it. There you go. T-54's going for the Panther 4, but instead there's a Pack 40 already waiting for it, so that just did not work out well for WhorunBartertown either. Not a good attack here. Instead, Sotjador just blows up a T-54 more or less for free. And since the other one's scurrying away there, so things are starting to fall a bit apart here for WhorunBartertown. Its decision making seems to be showing increasing in number of flaws and becoming a bit more sloppy here, making it easier for Sotjador to basically beat him silly. So a bit worrying there for WhorunBartertown. Needs to tighten up his ship here and start making some better decision and moves, because otherwise this could go Sotjador's way very easily. It is unfortunate with that in some ways, because WhorunBartertown have been using Sotjador. I've in some ways been finding well, but he's been, I feel like at times, making some rather poor attacks, and it might even be sort of WhorunBartertown's weakness to a certain degree. He's just not very good at a certain, I would say degree of complexity when it comes to attacks. And usually as the game sort of goes on longer and longer, your attacks need to become, shall we say, a bit sharper, a bit more advanced to really have any success. But there you go. Panther moving in with the almost ace Panther 4 here. In fact, he might just gain the ace a little here from the T-54. Nope. Panther still the ace level, but he gains instead from the Maxim. So an ace Panther 4 here with backed up by a Panther is bad news for WhorunBartertown, who's starting to really run out of resources. I mean, he's got a reasonable amount of vehicles and such there, but infantry-wise he's still down to just one conscript. He's got some support weapons, but there's not a lot to cover them left anymore. So the situation is starting to look rather hazardous for WhorunBartertown and the 25th Tank Corps up north here. Conscript caught by the Panther 4. Almost taken out here, but they do manage to damage the engine of the Panther 4. But the question is, can WhorunBartertown punish this in any sort of sensible manner? In the south, Panther 4 here, backed up machine guns, is tearing apart WhorunBartertown's southern forces. Sending in a damage here for the backed up with 2 field guns here for the Panther 4. Trying to take out that almost ace Panther 4. I mean, there's a noble move here by WhorunBartertown, but the question, of course, will it do him any good? Can he do it? Since the Schutzen will help in protecting the Panther 4 here. He got smoke bombs, and he's really just trying to, arc his chance as much as possible. Stopping up. They probably should just try to get behind the Panther 4 more than anything. I mean, engaging from the front, in particular, range is not really where the T-54 wins. And there you go, gets it, but it's an abandoned state, and we got more Panther 4s. In fact, we got the ace just swooping in, taking out WhorunBartertown's T-54. I mean, he suffered rather staggering losses. T-54, they're fighting for the car front. KV2, good to go. Katyusha turning in. There you go, bombarding at close range. Almost wiping out the Pioneers, but oh, there you go. The T-54 finished off the job. Good work there for WhorunBartertown, but the situation is still pretty desperate. It's like plugging a hole on a sinking boat, except that boat is actually the Titanic. It's a small hole, but there's much bigger holes to worry about. Panther. Panther orders the KB2 doing heavy damage here, close to the Veteran 2 there, which I suppose is theoretically nice, but it's not quite panning out there for WhorunBartertown, sadly. 48 points left here versus Sotjador. Second Panzer Division, or first Panzer Division keeps up the pressure here. Mortified, this range down as well here. 17 and 5 kills as mortars have paid off nice, I would say, here for Sotjador, very nicely. Incredibly so, even. Moving the Panzer 4 and the Panther 5 down to the south. 33 points left of WhorunBartertown. The 25th Tank Corps. The situation is looking desperate. Back here, troop sealing enforcement. Got 32 kills on those conscripts. That's definitely not bad, though. Definitely not bad. He's also finally gone for more conscripts, but I can't help but feel it's a bit on the later side here of things. KB2 rolling ahead here. To the north, even as the centre is being lost. Feels like WhorunBartertown's starting to scramble, if they say, a lot more aimlessly at the moment. Like he might have hit some sort of wall here. The fatigue has gotten to him. Or maybe just the threats of a trip to the Gulag got to him. Maybe a mix of both. Just maybe a mix of both. Constant there being held up by Grenadiers with machine guns, and of course, more importantly, heavy machine gun teams with heavy machine guns. 17 kills here on that mortar bay. Good. Panther up north here was the KV2. Shot bounced. Pushing it back. There we go. Shot, I think, bounced again. That's pretty lucky there for WhorunBartertown. Shot bounces again. Wow, that's kind of impressive. Pretty lucky there for WhorunBartertown, though it's ultimately not going to help them win in the longer run. There you go. KV2 shoots. Peel gun shoots. Both penetrate the Panther. We got a T4 flanking against the Panther. Panther falls off from the KV2. Another shot there. T4 going for it, but now it's in front of the Panther. Panzer 4 Barley still hasn't been bothered with. Got the Panther bringing in the half H Veteran 3 shoots. Lands a nice hit on the T-54 in the centre. We got troops being held up. Being slowly murdered. Contra almost wiped out, and there you go, gone, annihilated. 18 kills in the mortar. Very nice work there for Sotjador. Machine gun almost taken out. T-54 going for it. And there we go, T-54 down to less than nothing. And there you go, down there. It's remaining T-54 WhorunBartertown. He can still call in more. But he's down to 17 points. The question is, can he really do anything with it? Damaging the Panther 4 here. 35 kills on the Panther 4. That's really great work here for Sotjador. Panther halfway to the ace level. Excellent as well. There, 17 points left versus 244. KV2 being fixed up again. More pioneers to help pass Panthers and Panzers of other sorts. Maxim coming up the southern front here. You know, I really wish we didn't have to operate this machine gun. I hate having to lay belly down into dirt and the blood. I mean, my God, I'm gonna have to clean this uniform for ages. Shut up, Wilhelm. We don't care. As mine's up, hit up, ran a bit of rush there. Nice work. 773 nations. Come on, WhorunBartertown. You can at least lay down some mines. You know, use more abilities. You could also just spam this ability, to be honest. Shoots there. T-54 on the way there, arriving again. The umpteenth one. Rushing through here. The S-mines. Pit Thub loses a toe. Mortar fire, machine gun fire here. The country being utterly obliterated. 3 points left, 1 point left, and that is it. That is a GG. Game over. A victory for Sotjador, a loss for WhorunBartertown. An interesting strategy, but again, the estimations, particularly the game progressed. More and more miscalculations, more weaker decisions to achieve those home issues. I feel like he should have gone for some H-26s at the very least. He was going to go straight for the KB2, would have helped with his armor. And I also think like he should have been at times more aware of his attacking, how he was attacking. At times he just felt like he just blindly marched into Sotjador's kill zones and just lost a lot of good men for no real good reason. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. And this is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.